So selling land does not need to be an expensive task. In this video, I'm going to talk about how much does it cost to sell land. All right, so you're selling some land. I'm going to talk about the fees you're going to incur and what it's going to cost to sell that land. And I want you to stick around to the very end because I got some free ways for you to sell your land. Hey guys, my name is Brent Bowers. I've done over 400 land transactions. I buy and sell land every single day of the week, and I've made my living on it. I used to be in the military. I was in service for 8.5 years, and out of that 8.5 years, I probably only slept in my bed about 4 of those years. I was always gone, always away, always training, always deployed and away from my family. So I created a land business to start supporting me, my family, and now others. So that's what gives me the confidence to explain this to you. And I'm so glad you found my channel. I hope you've subscribed. Let's start going. Let's start talking about the first and probably the most important fee, and that's cleaning up the land or mowing the grass or just getting rid of old junky cars or anything that's on the land. Maybe you have raw, vacant, clean land. You don't even have to worry about that. Well, next you want to start thinking about photos. Who is going to take the photos? Who's going to take the video and the high quality drone footage? I love going the extra mile for this kind of stuff because here's the thing. You see a lot of land that sells that people just take one photo of the GIS map, or they just do a Google Earth image, or where you can take the little guy and put him on the Google map and it's like the front of the land. That is crap. I don't agree with it. That is not the best way to sell land. There's way better ways to do it. If you're really cheap, you can't afford it, then fine, you can do that, but I don't recommend it. On average, your photos are gonna cost you anywhere from $75 to about $375, depending on what kind of editing, what kind of videos. And if you're spending $375, it's usually for many, many acres. If it's just a regular lot, like I've had people go and take amazing photos and video and drone footage for me for less than $100. How do you find people like this to do this? Well, the easiest, fastest way is to go to other land listings in your area, in your city, or in your county, and pick out which land looks the best. Like who is taking the sharpest photos, the best video, the best drone footage. A lot of these properties, you're probably not going to even find drone footage or videos. Well, I want to pick the best one, and I want you to call that realtor and say, your photos look amazing, outstanding work. Would you be willing to share the person that you used to get those photos, those videos, those drone shots? And 9.5 times out of the 10, the realtor is going to be more than happy, more than obliged to offer those services or to share that person that's providing those services, because most of us want the best for others. All right, next are realtor fees, real estate commissions. If you're thinking about, going the least hassle route, then you can use a real estate agent to list your land. And oftentimes they're going to charge anywhere from, 6 to 7 to 8% as far as a gross commission. So for instance, if they sell your land for $100,000, if they're charging you 6% for a commission, that's 3% for them as the listing agent, 3% for the buyer's agent. And a lot of people don't realize that most of the time that the realtor that lists the property, like actually gets the photos and does all the work, they usually are not the one that brings the buyer. There's listing agents and there's buyer's agents. A lot of times the buyer's agent will bring the buyer. Well, sometimes the listing agent will bring the buyer too, and they can get both sides of the commission. Or you guys can have a written agreement if maybe you find the buyer, or if they find the buyer as a listing agent, they only get paid 3%. So you want to just know little things like that, little fees like that. But here's how you find the best land sales agent out there. I want you to go to realtor.com and see if your city or your county is in realtor.com. If not, no worries, then go to zillow.com. But I want you to go to realtor or zillow.com, whichever one you prefer. Doesn't matter, as long as the county is a Redfin county, then you can look on Redfin. If it's not on Redfin, then just go to zillow.com. And I want you to go to the sold land specifically. You can filter out the houses, filter out the mobile homes, and I want you looking at land only, land that has sold, usually in the last 3 to 6 months. I want you to see what actually land is going for in the last 3 to 6 months. For this example, I want you to go to 3 months only, land that's sold in your county. And I want you to individually look at every single one of those parcels of land, and I want you to copy and paste the listed by agent and the bought by agent, the listing agent and the buyer's agent. and maybe you don't know how to use copy and paste, that's okay. You can write it down. Let's just say that John Smith has popped up at least 4 or 5 times. You know, Susie Barton has maybe popped up 3. You know, Jim Jones popped up once. I want you to call the man or the woman that's popping up the most. I want you to call that realtor first, because that's probably going to be your subject matter expert for that area. They might even have a buyer on hand, ready, willing, and able to do it. And why would you want to go with a realtor that's not doing much business, or a realtor that only does houses to sell your land? That was one of the biggest mistakes I find people making, is they go with the wrong real estate agent. All right, I got many more points to make. I've even got some free ways to sell your land. But before I do, I want you to smash that big red subscribe button. And thank you for doing that. And let's keep rolling. All right, let's just say that you don't want to pay the 6% commission or the flat fee commission. Some realtors even charge a flat fee of like $800 or $1,000 to sell a piece of land if it's a smaller parcel of land. Let's just say that you're completely against that, and maybe you don't like realtors, whatever the point might be, and you want to go kind of the cheaper, less expensive route to where you're willing to do more of the work. Then I highly recommend starting with a sign on your property saying, you know, what it is, how much, what's for sale, will you finance it, any of the above, and a phone number for them to be able to get in touch with you. And I love placing signs in other places, maybe not necessarily on the land. Yeah, I'm not against posting a sign on the land, but I like posting it like intersections or red lights or stop signs where someone can physically stop their vehicle and take a photo safely or write down a photo while at a red light or a stop sign. Signs work incredible for my business. Next, I'm gonna give you maybe a little bit lesser expensive option, and I think you should still do the signs, but also landcentury.com. This is probably the cheapest way to get your property on a website, and that's landcentury.com, and that is $15 per month. We sell a parcel of land every single month on landcentury.com. All right, now as promised, the free ways to sell your land. Everyone goes to Zillow.com when they're looking to buy land or a house, and if your piece of land has an actual address, a physical address, you can post it for sale on Zillow.com. You just got to be prepared to take the phone call when Zillow calls to verify that that is your piece of land. So just be prepared for that. It's going to take a cell phone or a landline. You cannot use a voice over IP number usually when Zillow's calling. I know I haven't been able to in the past. They might have changed it now, but it works with a cell phone or a landline. All right, next for freeways, the second freeway is Craigslist.com. I love selling my land on Craigslist.com. The only thing with Craigslist is you need to have a local number, and it needs to be a local parcel of land somewhere closest to that area. For instance, maybe it's in Miami, Florida, you need to put your Craigslist posting in Miami, Florida. If you're doing a posting, if you got land in Denver, Colorado, it needs to be in Denver, Colorado, not Pueblo, Colorado. So Craigslist likes the local aspect. So that's the reason why I see a lot of Craigslist ads getting removed or flagged or ghosted, is because they're not local and there's not a local number. All right, a third free option is Facebook Marketplace. I love putting my land on Facebook Marketplace. You actually have to post it as an item though. And in that item description, I want you to put land for sale or vacant raw land for sale. That way they know exactly what you're selling. And then you have to actually put a condition. So I always love to put great condition. You know, the land's in great condition, right? How can it go in bad shape? It's land. So that's one way. The next free way on Facebook is Facebook buy-sell groups. I want to give you a ninja tip right now, and it's one thing that we're using in our business. During the wintertime, when it's snowing in Michigan, when it's snowing in Wisconsin, it's just super cold up there. I love to post my Florida and my Arizona land on these websites, because these poor people are just sitting in the snow. You know, they're bored and they're tired of sitting inside playing checkers. Maybe they should buy some Florida land, come down and get warm. So I sell a lot of Florida land and a lot of Arizona land during the wintertime in buy-sell groups and other locations. All right, one thing I want to mention is a lot of people try and figure out how to find these buy-sell groups, how to join these buy-sell groups. I like to go on and join a few each day, and it can be as simple as searching buy, sell, trade, Michigan, buy, sell, trade, Cincinnati, Ohio, yard sale groups, Cincinnati, Ohio, you name it. Just start typing things in and joining these groups. Now, some of these groups are not going to allow you to post land, and they're going to tell you very, very bluntly. And just be prepared for that. Okay, apologize, whatever, move on. You don't want to be breaking the rules in the groups. But there's some groups, they love it. So start joining a couple of these groups each day and just play with this and be prepared to answer your phone. This is one of the best ways to sell your land for very inexpensive. And you might be thinking, holy cow, Brent, I don't want to have to go through all this. This is going to cost me a lot more to sell my land than I thought. Well, I'm going to give you the easy button right now. I told you that I'm a land investor. I buy and sell land for a living. If you're looking for the easy button and you're looking to sell your land really quickly, we buy land all over the country. Head on over to zechbuysland.com. It's on the screen. Again, that's zechbuysland.com. That's ZECH buysland.com. And maybe we'll even buy it from you.